Welcome first grade and parents to the flipped classroom experience. Today we're going to learn how to make an acrostic poem.
All right. Okay, first graders, if you'll notice we have some words on the board. We are going to use these to make a poem. A poem is just another way of writing. You know how sometimes we write in our journal, we'll write a story, or we'll write about something that we know about or our favorites. Well, a poem is just a different way to write. We're going to use this word recess to write a poem about recess. So, notice how I wrote it up and down. It's called vertical. Okay, I wrote the letters instead of sideways like we normally do, we wrote it up and down. Okay, I'm going to use the letter of each part of the word to make a new idea that tells me about recess. So I'm thinking, something about recess. Well, I run a lot at recess, so maybe I'm going to say, running all around. That's what happens at recess. Kids are running all around. Great idea. I'm going to keep going with the same idea with the rest of my letters. E. Can you think of something that would start with E? Or E. Easy. Excited. Oh, I am excited at recess. I'm excited to make new friends. Excited to make friends. By the end of the poem, I'm going to have an entire poem about recess, and they're going to be different things. Should I write this same sentence for this E? No, that would be boring. I already read that sentence. So when I get to this E, I'm going to think of a different word. Not excited. Everyone. Everyone is at recess. Everyone plays together. So I'm going to write that one for my other E. Everyone plays together. Now, did you notice I skipped a letter? I skipped C because I kind of got stuck and I couldn't think of something for C. So I just skipped it and I went ahead and did the rest of them. Now I'm going to come back to C because I just thought of a word that starts with a C. Has a CH though. Still starts with a C. I kind of thought outside the box. So I thought I found a word that starts with a CH. Chance. I have a chance to play with my friends. So I'm going to write that here. Chance to play with friends. All right, I'm going to go through and finish the rest of my poem. While I do that, Miss Arnold is going to do another idea for a poem that she thought of.
Miss Peoples did such a great idea that now I want to write an acrostic. Let's see, she already wrote one about recess, so I'm going to think of something different. Let's see, S-T-A-T-I-O-N-S. Oh, I know, this is stations. I'm going to be thinking of some things about stations when we have center time and station time, and I can make an acrostic. Let's see, I know during station time that we all try to do our best. Oh, that makes me think of S. I'm going to show pride in my work. I'm going to do my very best during centers. When you show your pride in your work and your teacher sees your work after station, she says, oh, that is your very best. Let's see, T. When I think of T, I think time. Oh, during stations, that's a time to learn and a time to review. So sometimes if we learn a skill, then maybe the next week we review that skill when we go to stations time. Let's see, A is my next letter. I can't think of anything for A, so I'm going to skip that, and that's okay. T. T. Let's see. Oh, I know. I could use time again, but instead of saying time to learn and review, it's also one of my favorite parts of stations. It's time to read with the teacher. That's one of our favorite part of station time is we get to read together in small groups. Let's see, for I, oh, that's what we do every single time we do stations. We are in groups, working together. In groups working together. Let's see, A. When I think of A, I think of apples. Miss Peoples, what do you think about if I put apples here for A? That's a good idea, right?
Well, what does apples have to do with stations?
Oh, that's right. Now I remember. Miss Peoples said that every line has to be about what our acrostic is. So I can't say A for apples because even though A is the beginning of apples, that doesn't have anything to do with stations. So I'm going to think of A, and this is kind of a big first grade word, but A for attentive. That means I pay attention to the people in my group. So A, attentive to group members. I pay attention. I think I'm going to go ahead and finish this acrostic. While I do that, Miss Peoples, would you like to review how to make an acrostic? And I'll keep thinking of these lines.
Great idea. If you'll notice, I finished my acrostic. Now remember, my word was recess. So all of my ideas are about recess. I'll read the ones I already did, and you can see the ones that I came up with and see if they're a good idea. Running all around at recess. Excited to make friends at recess. It's a chance to play with friends. Everyone plays together at recess. Now here's my two new ones. Sliding down the slide. That definitely only happens at recess. And the last one, singing in the sun. I don't know about you, but when I'm outside, I'm so happy I could sing. So that makes sense for recess. Now if you check Miss Arnold's Stations acrostic poem out, you'll see that she's finished her last couple letters. Let's see if they make sense for stations, Miss Arnold.
Okay, so I is for in groups working together. I think we left off with O. O, on task the entire time. We know that that's part of stations, being responsible and being on task. In, never stopping. We're either reading with the teacher or we're working in our groups. And then S, it's a great time to share with our group. We share what we know. So that's what I did for my last line of my acrostic.
Awesome. Great job, first grade. You are going to get to write your own acrostic poem when you come back to school next week. We're so excited to do this with you. Start thinking of different ways that you could write an acrostic poem on your own.